Listen to me carefully. There will come a day in your life when you realize that no one is coming to save you. No miracle, no handouts, no easy way out. That day is the most painful yet the most liberating moment of your existence because it forces you to understand one thing. Your life, your name, your reputation, your value, they're all in your hands. The world does not care about your excuses, your struggles, or your tears. The world respects results, and results come from the blood and sweat you pour into yourself. Work on yourself until you walk into a room and the atmosphere shifts, until your name carries weight without you saying a single word, until your presence commands respect before you even open your mouth. You must become the kind of person whose success speaks louder than any introduction. That requires discipline, sacrifice, and an unshakable belief that you were not born to be average. Stop chasing approval. Stop waiting for recognition. Stop begging to be noticed. Build yourself so relentlessly that people have no choice but to know who you are. Work on yourself until you are undeniable. No one is coming to save you. Let those words sink deep into your soul because they are not just a phrase, they are the harsh reality of life. For too long, people live under the illusion that someone somewhere will come to rescue them. They wait for friends, for family, for the government, for luck, for fate, for miracles. But the truth is, no one is coming. No one is going to knock on your door and hand you the life you dream of. No one is going to pick you up from your misery and carry you to the finish line. You are alone in this fight, and that is not something to fear. It is something to embrace, because the moment you accept that self-responsibility is everything, you take back your power. You stop being a victim and you start being a warrior. You stop blaming the world and you start reshaping yourself. You stop waiting and you start creating. Understand this. Your parents gave you life, but it's not their duty to live it for you. Your friends may support you, but it's not their responsibility to carry you. Your boss may employ you, but it's not his responsibility to make you successful. Every single thing you want in this life, money, respect, health, happiness, freedom, it all begins and ends with you. That's the weight of responsibility, but it's also the beauty of freedom. Because when you finally realize that everything depends on you, suddenly the excuses fall apart. Suddenly you no longer need to wait for permission. Suddenly you are in control. Think about it. How many people waste their entire lives waiting for the right moment, waiting for someone to recognize their worth, waiting for a chance, a connection, a stroke of luck? They wait until they die and the opportunity never comes. Do you know why? Because they never acted. They never decided to take responsibility for their own destiny. Responsibility is not easy. It means you cannot hide behind anyone else. It means if you fail, it's on you. If you succeed, it's because of you. It means you wake up every morning and look in the mirror and say, everything I am, everything I will become depends on the person staring back at me. That is a frightening truth for most people, but for the strong, it is liberating. The difference between the weak and the strong is how they treat responsibility. The weak run from it because it's heavy. The strong carry it because they know that weight builds muscle. Every hardship, every failure, every setback, it is a test of how much responsibility you're willing to shoulder. You cannot build greatness without first accepting the burden that comes with it. You cannot become legendary if you still live in the comfort of excuses. Excuses are poison. They kill potential silently, and they make you believe that someone else is the reason you're not where you want to be. But let me remind you, no one owes you anything, not life, not success, not happiness. Everything you want must be taken with your own hands. Look at the people you admire, the ones who inspire you, the ones who walk into a room and demand respect without speaking. Do you think they got there by waiting? Do you think someone saved them, handed them status, handed them power, handed them success? No. They became who they are because they took complete responsibility for themselves. They worked when no one watched. They pushed when no one clapped. They built themselves so relentlessly that the world had no choice but to notice. That's the level of responsibility you need to embrace. To grind even when it's hard, to keep going even when you're tired, to discipline yourself when no one else is holding you accountable. That's the difference between mediocrity and greatness. When you accept that no one is coming to save you, you develop resilience. You stop waiting for perfect conditions and start working with what you have. You stop whining due to unfairness and start finding solutions. You stop living like a passenger and start driving your own destiny. This is what separates the few who succeed from the millions who fail. Success is not about luck. It's about ownership. Owning your mistakes, owning your choices, owning your future. The day you fully embrace self-responsibility is the day your life truly begins. You have to understand the world is harsh and it owes you nothing. But within that harshness lies a gift, the chance to carve your own destiny with your bare hands. That is what makes life beautiful. That is what makes victory so sweet. You will fall, you will break, you will bleed, but when you rise again, stronger, sharper, unstoppable, you will know that it was you who built that strength. Not a savior, not a miracle, not luck, you. And that will make you proud in a way nothing else ever can. So stop waiting. Stop hoping for someone to come along and give you what you deserve. You deserve nothing until you earn I. And the only way to earn it is to take responsibility for yourself. Work harder, push further, sacrifice deeper, and keep fighting until your name carries power, until your presence speaks before your lips do. Remember always, no one is coming to save you, and that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because now you know it's all on you, and you have everything inside you to win. The world only respects results, not excuses. That is one of the hardest truths you will ever face, and yet it's the very truth that will set you free if you embrace it. You can cry, complain, justify, and explain all day long, but the brutal reality is that no one cares about the story behind your failure. No one is handing out medals for almost making it. No one applauds the person who tried but quit halfway. The world is not built to reward intentions. It is built to reward outcomes. You either deliver or you don't. That's the standard life holds you to. And until you accept that, you will remain stuck. Excuses feel good in the moment because they protect your ego. They give you a shield to hide behind when you know you didn't put in the work. You can tell yourself you were too tired, too busy, too unlucky, or that the circumstances weren't fair. But let me ask you, does the world care? Do your dreams care? Do the bills on your table care? Do your goals care? Absolutely not. You can pile up excuses as high as the sky, and the world will still look at you and say, where are the results? If they're not there, nothing else matters. Think about the people who inspire you most, the legends, the leaders, the innovators, the champions. They are respected not because of what they planned, not because of what they intended, but because of what they achieved. History remembers winners, not excuse makers. Nobody writes books about the man who almost succeeded. Nobody celebrates the athlete who trained hard but gave up when it hurt. Nobody builds statues for people who had good reasons for failing. Respect comes only to those who find a way, no matter how brutal, no matter how impossible. Excuses are nothing but a currency of the weak. The more excuses you spend, the more powerless you become. Results are the currency of the strong. Results buy you respect, freedom, recognition, and power. Results make people listen to you. Results make your presence impossible to ignore. And the truth is, no one cares how hard it was to get there. They only care that you got there. That's why champions are celebrated. That's why entrepreneurs who build empires are admired. That's why warriors who rise from the ashes are respected. Because they produced results in a world where most people only produce excuses. You might think, but I have real reasons. Life hasn't been fair to me. I've faced challenges others don't understand. And you may be right, but life is not fair to anyone. Some are born rich, some are born poor, some start with advantage, some start with nothing. But life has always belonged to those who refuse to let excuses become their story. Every great figure you admire has faced challenges, setbacks, pain, and obstacles that could have broken them. But what makes them stand out is that they refuse to be defined by excuses. They understood that the world only listens to proof, not explanations. Results are proof. Proof that you worked. Proof that you sacrificed. Proof that you endured. Proof that you overcame. And once you have proof, you don't need to explain yourself anymore. Your results speak louder than any words could. Your success silences every critic. Your achievements crush every doubt. But to get there, you must stop feeding yourself the poison of excuses. Excuses weaken your mind. They make you soft. They convince you that you did enough when deep down you know you didn't. They trick you into believing the lie that effort is the same as achievement. But it's not. Effort without results is wasted potential. The winners of this world don't look for reasons why they can't. They look for ways they can. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They create results with whatever tools they have. They don't give up when life hits. They adapt, adjust, and keep moving forward. That is why they are respected. That is why